Hello and welcome back to Battle Brothers. This is a new recording session, which is why you don't see any tracks on the ground or anything. Those don't load in when you load in a save game. That's also why we don't see the army that we were pursuing, the thieves who stole the Tome of Arcane Knowledge. Since the last episode, I have named some of the brothers. I've named two of the brothers after people who commented on the first video. So we have Lupa here, he is the brave man with the butcher's cleaver, a buckler, and a linen tunic and a headscarf, and a grey glorious beard. I've also named this man Nobal, and currently he's not that impressive looking in terms of equipment, but I chose to name two brothers who have survived a battle and have decent stats, decent rolled stats, and also who have a high chance of survival because they're in the back line and they don't, they're not on the front line with no armor and a knife. So hopefully I don't name a character after you and then, they die in the first battle. That would kind of suck. Not saying it won't happen though. It would be very much on, very much, not in character, on brand for Battle Brothers for that to happen. Alright, let's pursue the thieves. They're not coming after us, which is a good sign. Usually that means that they don't feel confident enough to take us on. Brigands, just as your employer had thought. They look scared, presumably understanding that Torkel the Younger's well-paid wrath is about to descend upon them. Two arms, a brigand thug and some brigand raiders. So a brigand thug, he's going to be less well-equipped, and the brigand raiders, you can see here, have some armor, though it does look like it's going to be beat up. Right, I see no range weapons, and we do have terrain for the for kiting and stuff. So we're going to do just that. We're going to pull back a little bit and try to kite them into this stuff here. This is not great for our whip man here. So let's send the whip up here, and let's see. Let's put let's put Gerlach. Actually, Gerlach, you can let's move him one step. And his turn. Nobal. Oh, I think Nobal was the coward. Oh boy, you might not like that, Nobal. I'm sorry. Let's put Nobal here, and Randolph will pull you all the way back here. We should have this man on the high ground if we can, but that's not really, that's not a luxury we have right now. So we can't use the quick shot yet, because it will, yeah, it won't be in range. So we could apply the poisoned oil, then we can't aim shot, but the next 4 attacks will have that on it, and then we can wait until they get into range. Then we're going to have this guy sling a stone, infinite ammo pretty much. Though extremely, extremely unlikely to hit. Does he have any... no, he doesn't even have a sidearm. That's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, we'll just keep slinging stones with him. And this guy, I think we can keep him where he is. And we'll net the enemy when they get into range. Like now, for example, would be a good idea, actually. I should have put him on spacebar instead of F. I should have put him on wait turn. So we could move life up and then try for a puncture or a stab. And try to keep that armor intact. You know what? Let's do that. Let's try to get the attacks in, because we don't want to stand here and wait for them to come up to us and attack. We want to keep rolling and try to, get a chance of hitting. So this completely ignores armor, and only 0.5 or 0.25 can ignore armor in that one. We will try to completely ignore armor. It's only a 15% lower chance to hit. Not good. And we were going to put the whip guy over here because he'll be able to reach all the way over here. He won't be able to reach the brigand raider here though. That should be fine. Let's put him here. Oh, I should have tried to disarm actually. Let's put him here and then let's wait his turn. Lupa, you do have a buckler, so I'm going to put you on the front line. I'm sorry. And he can't shield, shield wall because he only has a buckler. I'll put him there and then hopefully they won't be able to get into range and attack yet. Yeah, there we go, they can't. So Lupa, you're safe still. Alright, let's toss a net. Let us net... we could net this one and keep this guy behind, but I'm going to net this guy. And then move one step forwards and stay there. And then we're going to send Gustav on along the edge here because he does have the thresher. And then he's going to move 2 tiles. He will probably be able to hit after that. But I'm going to keep Gustav there because then this guy can attack as well if this guy gets here. Gero can. The chance is so low to hit. And this guy doesn't wear very great armor, honestly, so okay. We're just trying to get the hits in to try to get the wound in as well. Just envelop and completely envelop all of them. We'll put Randolph over here because I have a feeling our casualties are going to be over here where people are just armed with knives and stuff. He's not wearing head armor. We could try to decapitate. We hit, but we didn't kill him. Still a hit, not a kill yet. No injury yet. Alright, so this guy, his arrows are poisoned. He has a high chance to hit all of these guys because he's got high ground and he can't hit a friendly. This is actually amazing. So let's see who goes next. This guy will potentially be able to hit next turn, or next turn he gets. So we're going to try to go for him because these guys have to break out of the net before they can actually attack anyways, which buys us a lot of time. Right, let us try to disarm actually. I haven't done this before. 100% chance to disarm on a hit, but a 15% lower chance to hit. A disarmed opponent cannot use any weapon skills, but may still use other skills and move freely. Unarmed targets cannot be disarmed. How long does that last? Probably only a turn. Okay, he's still in his net, so I'm going to try to hit him first. It did work. Oh god, he's got throwing axes. This guy goes next. Spacebar, let him come. Oh boy. Ludolf, that's not looking good. Oh yeah, he missed. I was expecting him to come up this way. He might, I don't know how many axes are in a throwing axes bundle. I'm assuming it's 2 or 3. Hopefully no more than that. 31% chance to hit, not that bad for a shitty sling. And we did hit actually. Alright, so again, this guy is the major threat. We want to get past the armor. Never mind. This guy we just want to get a hit. Decap, 37 to 112 damage depending on how injured, and this one does inflict way more damage to the armor, I think. Oh, we probably should have done this one on that guy because decap only really works when they're injured. My bad. Oh boy. One man dead. Scramasax boy. Complete whiff. Surely you can't have many more axes. Maybe he has 1 left. Just need to get Randolph in there. Who is it? There we go. That's a hit, and for some reason he was not poisoned. Doing at least 6 damage to hit points. Oh, okay. It didn't do that much. There we go, he's poisoned. He can try to throw axes at these guys. He can't throw at Noble because he's in the reeds, or the woods, sorry, the ferns here, so he can't be seen. Oh hell yeah, he's so dead. Cut Achilles tendon and two pops of bleeding. Then we'll attack this guy instead. No hits. He's going to bleed to death. But we can't move away from him. And spacebar waiting won't actually do us any good, so we'll try to hit him. He's dead. Let's move behind the tree so that he doesn't kill us with an axe, and it also might give some cover to these guys. He's only slightly wounded, no decap yet. We could do knockback, which will receive fatigue. He is quite fatigued actually. A rooted target cannot be knocked back. He's not rooted, he's trapped. No, we won't do that. Oh, that's really good. So he's bleeding. We could get a decap in later on. Oh, if we get a decap now, he surely will die if we hit him. His armor is falling apart. It hasn't fallen apart quite fully yet. No, we're still gonna go for this guy. And try to get past his armor. Did not work. Oh my god, and he killed someone with his net over him. He broke out on the net. He's still bleeding. Come on, come on. Okay, fuck the armor. Or, no, not fuck the armor. Try to kill him. Oh boy, how many axes does he have? Another poison? No poison there. Okay, one dead. He activated riposte, so we don't want to try to attack him yet. We'll put him here, give surround over here. He can't riposte an attack from outside of his range, so the whip is actually perfectly suited to this. This arm would take his sword off, so he can't riposte. But we don't have any other melee attackers that go yet, that can hit him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's try to decap. Didn't work. Kind of a Hail Mary. Oh my god, who died now? He's bleeding. He'll have to whip out the bandage, I think. Come on. Okay, one down there. I don't know if he had any weapons left. No, he did. He had a wood axe. It's actually quite a decent weapon for us to find. And this guy is dead. Surely, right? He'll die of poison. He's dead. And his armor survived, I think. Let's bandage ourselves here. Stop the bleeding. There we go. Our first battle against men. We suffered 3 losses. Randolph lost his head. Gerlach, with the company 7 days, who fought in 1 battle before and had 0 kills, also died. Ludolf, 7 days, 1 battle, had 1 kill. He killed a Webknecht, and he died. See, so, what happened in that battle that might warrant a nickname? I don't know if anything really amazing happened. I know Vinric, his arrows were on point. And we got, actually, some armor. Quite a lot of equipment as well, honestly. This was a very good haul. We got a falchion. And some decent shields. The battle is over. You retrieve the Tome of Arcane Knowledge from the wasted clutches of your enemies and prepare to return to Torkil the Younger. You'll surely be happy to see your success. I actually once knew someone called Torkil. A very Nordic Norse name, honestly. Okay, so we're returning to Kammersmark. Going through the marshes of Weissenbach. And then through the red forest in the valley here. Just having a look over the map to see if I see anything anything else that's very interesting. The danger of doing that, obviously, is that we can get assaulted. There was a battle here, a battle site, and someone moved that way. It wasn't us. The tracks are too fresh for that. Don't know who went there. Might have something to do with the ruins. Torkil the Younger takes the Tome of Arcane Knowledge from you, hugging it close as though he'd retrieved a lost child. His eyes get a little teary-eyed just looking at this artifact. Thank you, Sellsword. This means a lot to me. I mean, the town. You have our gratitude. He pauses as you stare at him. His eyes bounce to a corner of the room. Our gratitude, Sellsword. A large wooden chest is opened by a guard. You count the crowns and go. 300. I mean, it barely makes up for the losses we took in terms of manpower. And some people are quite disgruntled. Why is that? Oh, of course, because we have no food. Perfectly valid reason to be upset. Let's buy some beer as well. Maybe that'll make them happy. Can we sell anything here that we won't use? We will not use the wooden flail, but it's only 3 gold. We'll sell it even still. And tattered sackcloth, barely better than running naked. We have nobody running naked, so we won't need it. Alright, we have barely any food, or barely any money, I mean. And there's nothing really worth it here for us to buy and sell on. Not really, no. In which case, this job looks very dangerous and our men are not very well equipped yet. Let's go to the tavern and pay for a round for your men to get their spirits up, because their morale was in the shit, and it's only 55 gold. On the hills southeast of here is supposedly the last resting place of a mystical piece of armor. Southeast of here. That is probably a very dangerous place for us to visit. We will probably die. Any piece of equipment that is you know, mythical, that is important enough to spawn myth and legend, is also dangerous enough to not be able to walk back from if you try to retrieve it. Let's hire on Landrick to replace some of our lost men. He wants 150 and 12 a day. 12 a day is actually quite a lot for a farmhand. Hagen, 6 per day. No, we'll get Giesbert. Giesbert Deuces. He is a gambler. And now we are back to 12 men, I believe. No, we're not. We're at 11. We could use another one. Let's see. We will give Nobal. You will now have arms. You will have a shield, and you will have armor. He's got decent vision. I'll give him a nasal helmet, like a conical nasal helmet. Or actually, that's a rounded nasal helmet, and we'll give him a scram's axe, which can be wielded one-handed with a shield. He's not wearing armor. I'll give him the leather tunic. Currently, their fatigue is not great, so if we equip them with far too heavy equipment, it will weigh them down quite a bit. I'll give Gisbert Deuces the cultist hood and a wooden stick. Honestly, not much better than a knife. In fact, I think a knife is straight up better because it will not destroy their armor. We'll want to put the hand axe on someone. Perhaps Lupa will get the hand axe. He's got the butcher's knife. And 30%, 120% against armor. Yeah, we'll give him the hatchet. With the hand axe and the woodcutter's axe. Whoever wields this is destined to die. Pretty much every time I give someone a two-handed weapon in Battle Brothers, they die. Landrick, you are not long for this world. He actually has quite decent maximum fatigue, so I might actually give him the heavy armor to try to make up for that curse of... the thing that, you know, kills them when they get two-handed weapons. Life the Believer, I will give him a wooden shield as well and put some actual clothes on him. Who here now has no actual clothes? None of them. Well, he's got leather wraps. They are actually not that bad. Oh, he was actually, Life the Believer was actually wearing leather wraps as well. I'll put him back in leather wraps because that is the cultist garb. Yeah, none of them are wearing anything that is worse than leather wraps. And all of them have something on their head. Lupa only has a headscarf. The headscarf does look badass, but it does give only... like, it gives 20 head protection, and the hood, the green hood here, which looks way more foppish and silly, gives 30, so it's a 10 armor upgrade, so I'm going to give it to him. Alright, so Gustav the Insane is our first level up. So, he gets quite good, he gets some very good melee skill, which is good, because that is what he is equipped for. He got a lot of resolve. His resolve is only 45. Hold on, let me look at the other people's resolves. Not great across the board. +4 is really good though for the resolve. I'm not gonna stress initiative with him, I don't think. He's got pretty decent maximum fatigue, but his weapon is quite heavy, and he gets a +3 right now on the maximum fatigue. Maybe I'll give him maximum fatigue, resolve, and... He has 3 stars in melee skill. Maybe I'll give him, I'll up his range defense because he's going to roll better than 3. And also he gets a perk. So, let's see what perks he gets. So, Recover allows for resting a turn in order to reduce accumulated fatigue by 50%. That's really good. Student is really good in the early game. It gives extra experience per battle. Bags and Belts, really good for or it used to be at least, really good for like having some extra stuff like a bandage and all that stuff in your back pocket. 9 lives is also good, where whenever you're killed, you survive with a few hit points left. Colossus is also very good, 25% increase in hit points. I think we will go with Adrenaline. I remember was actually incredibly broken, I think. First in the next order of the round to have another turn before your enemies do feel... Yeah, so I think this one on Specialized Brothers was really good back in the day. Or like a while ago. The God perk was... Let's see, where is it? Might have been Recover, but I think it was called Iron Lungs. Dodge was also good. Iron Lungs might have been a perk that you don't get from, or it might not have been a perk, it might have been a trait. We'll probably get recovery eventually. Especially on someone with a weapon that uses, or that builds up a lot of fatigue, like this one. Or where, I mean, maximum fatigue is quite reduced, like this one. But I'll give him Student for the extra experience. And I'll look up the Iron Lungs for the next episode. Let's see, so, Lupa, you are very disgruntled. Did go hungry, Randolph died in battle, Gerlach died, and Ludolf died. It is sad. Elmer, expensive, not going to buy him. Expensive per day, I mean. Perhaps Ulfbert, the Flagellant, the Believer, will come with us. 8 per day, 160 upfront. Actually, no. We can only... So our current money will only last us for 6 more days, so we actually will not hire on another brother. We need to get a job, and we can't do these jobs yet, I don't think. We could potentially be able to handle one of these jobs, but I think it's so risky that it might just like end the campaign if we fuck it up. We'll continue traveling, and we'll reach Lemberg before the end of the episode, and we'll look for a job there. Hopefully there's one. Otherwise we could try our luck in Goldwall. We almost ran into some brigands who, it seems, were in several battles. Many battles. No contracts. God damn. Alright, they have a weaponsmith here. They sell high tier weapons. These are the like amazing weapons we'll be wielding in the late game if we get there. They do have some brothers that are up for hire, but they're all very expensive. They have a Fletcher where they have the amazing late game range weapons. Hunting bows, war bows, which are really good. 4,000 gold for them. Any trade goods you sell here? None that we can sell on. Grain here is quite cheap. They do sell dogs as well. War dogs are very useful for soaking hits, and sometimes they can run down enemies who are fleeing, which is also very useful. I mostly just unleash them in the beginning of battles to hunt down archers, or like halfway through a battle to hunt down archers, or I use them to soak up hits against very threat. And they have an armor where they also have these late game armors as well. They have metal plates and rivets which you can actually attach to existing armors, which does make them kind of like makes them look even cooler. And only adds like 3 maximum fatigue, which isn't that much compared to the plus 30 durability you do get from this. Oh, we didn't actually equip anyone with a falchion. That is my bad. Maybe, let's see. Let's give it to Leif. Actually, let's give it to Lupa, because you don't have a shield. Lupa, I'm sorry, I have cursed you. There we go. This should be good. Let's make sure that we have shields in the front line. The reason for that is that they do give... If the enemy is shooting at people in the back line, they have a chance to hit the people in the front line instead. And if they have a shield, they have a chance to hit the shield instead. Alright, this will have to do for now. Let us continue on then and look for a job in Goldwall. And once we reach Goldwall, we will call the episode. No jobs. So they're preparing for a feast. Which means they will buy our beer for absurd high prices, or absurdly high prices. Actually, we could travel north and south again from the other towns and buy some beer for this town. They will buy bread and beer for quite a lot because they are preparing for the feast. We might do that in the absence of any work, and that might take us a few days. And in doing so, we might actually find some work as it becomes available. They have a kennel here where they sell more war dogs. But yeah, otherwise quite an unremarkable town with a wooden castle. This is actually what a lot of castles looked like in the Middle Ages. I can't even speak properly. In the Middle Ages, like the stone castles are quite new, I think, and a lot of the stone fortification of a castle was sort of the framework, and then there was a lot of wood surrounding it. So when you see like a very bland, square-looking sort of stone castle that's kind of ruined with moss growing all over it, that is not how castles really looked. They had a lot of wood all over them. They actually looked, you know, way cooler in real life than in a lot of media portrayals, with the painted walls and everything. Quite beautiful. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Before I go, I'm going to pimp out again. In the description down below, you'll find a Twitter, a Patreon, and all that. Check out whichever ones interest you. The Twitter is useful for keeping like abreast of what's happening with the channel, like schedules, plans, etc., etc. And if there is ever going to be like changes to the schedule, I'll announce that on Twitter, because YouTube is a terrible place to announce stuff. I'll just end up cluttering your subscription feed with like those weird announcements that I don't really get. Yeah, and because I don't want to make videos to announce stuff either, because that, you know, that's not actually content for these people who subscribe to the channel. That's just clutter. Either way, enough about me shitting on YouTube and all that. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Goodbye.